It's not that you smell bad, you just don't smell that good. And I'm going to help you with that. The thing about smelling good, or always smelling good, you have to start from the ground up. This is a full package on how to smell good. This is not just your spritz everywhere and you're done and out the door. No, giving you the nitty-gritty details. With that being said, let's get into how to smell good all the time. To start from the ground up. And what that means is you are starting from your shower routine. If you're the type of person who just gets in the shower and runs water all over yourself and gets out, first of all, that's disgusting because you're not really doing anything. And secondly, you are not doing enough. What you need to do when you get in the shower is first cleanse your body. This to me is such an important thing because your body holds scents, specifically your skin and the sweat and the dirt and the muck and all that stuff. All that stuff is really what holds the stink. It's really what holds the stench. But when you first get into the shower, the first thing you're supposed to do is get a loofah and get a nice cleansing body wash and you cleanse yourself. I'm a big fan of the Bronner Brothers cleansing wash. Honestly, you can use any cleansing wash that you want, but I like this one because I can tell and I can feel and I can see it actually takes off all the gunk, all the dirt, all the stink, all that stuff. It's gonna get it off. Like honestly, any brand works. Dove works, Olay works. You know, all the basic brands that you can find at Target, it will work fine, but you just have to make sure that you are cleansing your body first. Right after you've cleansed your body, I always say go into an exfoliating cleanser. An exfoliating cleanser is often something that's a little bit gritty, something that really does get that layer of like dry, gunky skin. It's gonna get that off. When I exfoliate, I like to use an exfoliating sponge, specifically an African net sponge. Now, these are not like your basic everyday loofahs. These are definitely a little bit more like, they're a little bit more crunchy. They're a little bit more like harder to use. You will actually like feel, your skin feels like butter. I always get compliments on how soft my skin is and it's because of the exfoliating sponge. If you want, you can just go ahead and do one simple basic cleanser, especially if you have really sensitive skin and you can't really exfoliate, just do the basic cleanser. But if you can and your skin can take it, I would say do the basic cleanser and then doing an exfoliating cleanser. So after you've done that first shower routine, your next step is your deodorant. I'm a nice girl. I'm really nice. I promise you I'm a sweetie. I'm not mean. But you need to wear deodorant. Do not tell me you're not wearing deodorant, please. Now, if you're lucky enough to not have to like smell or sweat, I guess that's fine. Skip this step, whatever. But like the rest of us, all us normal people with bodily fluids and bodily stenches, you need to wear deodorant. The reason why this is a foundation is because if you don't wear deodorant and you just spray perfume all over yourself thinking you're gonna smell good, babe, no, your pits smell gross. They smell stinky. They smell dirty. And especially if you don't shave the hair that's underneath your armpits, that's also going to hold smell. So you need to wear deodorant. I prefer deodorants with very neutral scents because you don't want your deodorant to be the first thing people smell. Sometimes deodorant is kind of like a very like, the smells are very like meh. I'm not being mean. I am just your inner girly girl voice. I would suggest getting deodorants that have very neutral and natural scents. Linen smell, a very light smell, even like lilac, lavender. Those smells are so subtle and so light that they don't really overpower your scent. And again, these are the foundations of what it takes to smell good. So you really can't skip this step. Now, if you want to, you can go the natural deodorant route. I wouldn't recommend it just because it doesn't always work for everyone. That's the truth. It is normal to have a stench. It is normal to be a little bit stinky, but once you've done that shower, you don't want to like add another layer of stink, so you have to wear deodorant. Step 3, right after your deodorant, you need to apply lotion. More specifically, this should be done within the first 5 to 10 minutes after you've gotten out the shower. Applying lotion to your body when it's damp actually helps the lotion absorb better into your skin, and it helps lock in that moisture of that shower that you just took. Your skin feels extra soft, extra juicy, extra nice. But the also added benefit is that now when you add on your sprays and your perfume, they have something to cling to, able to meld those two together so your smell actually lasts longer. For the lotions, I always like to go again with something very light and neutral. If you are not wearing fragrance, if you don't plan on spraying anything else, you can stop right here. But I would suggest that you get some lotions that are very strong in fragrance and that they will last you throughout the day and the smell will keep going. One of my favorite body lotions, body creams to use is the Josie Maran vanilla body butter. Oh my god, this thing is so intoxicating. Not only does it make your skin just look so glowy and dewy and nice, but the smell itself, so it's very light, it's delicate, but it's just sweet enough to be very noticeable. If I'm just going for my basic everyday, like I just need some moisture moisture and a base layer for my fragrances, I will go with my EOS Shea Butter Vanilla Smell. This one is not as strong and the scent doesn't last as long. So when you put it on, you feel the hydration and you get that extra sticky layer for your fragrance to adhere to, but you're not going to be stuck with like mixing fragrances together. You don't have to worry about that. With the lotion, this is also the place where you can like start to layer scents. I wouldn't recommend you just like diving into this if you haven't done it before, because sometimes scents don't really mix well together. Say like, take your time to figure out what you like. Take your time to figure out what makes sense for you and then practice layering scents. But if I'm gonna layer a scent, it always first starts with my lotion. So maybe I'll pick a raspberry lotion knowing that I'm gonna wear a fragrance that has kind of like a fruity perfume smell in it. Or maybe I will pick a very like musky, sweet vanilla scent if I know I wanna wear a strong vanilla sweet fragrance. You kind of have to like think about the lotion that you're putting on versus the fragrance that you're gonna add, and like make sure that they go well together. This is one of my favorite tips that I don't really see people talk about, which is crazy. Perfume oils will really enhance how you look, and not only that, they will also help the smell in your fragrance last way longer than you can ever expect. My perfume oils, I actually like to get them from LA, downtown LA specifically. I honestly don't even know where else you can get perfume oils from. You can probably get them online, but for me, I like to smell something before I buy it, so I wouldn't really do that. But you can also get perfume oils at bazaars, at very international shops. So if you have any like local markets around you, check those out and see if they have perfume oils that you can test out. I'm obsessed with perfume oils. Perfume oils are normally the star ingredient in a lot of perfumes. So if you get something like Amber White, that is one of my very staple perfume oils that I buy, it is often a base note in a lot of other perfumes. So if I know that I'm going to wear like a very light scent, I like to layer it with my Amber White perfume oil, and I like to spray my perfume on after. And the meld is just so beautiful. It makes your perfume a little bit more richer and has more depth to it. And again, the perfume oils actually last a lot longer than a regular perfume will. So in some cases, if I know I'm just gonna like run out and do something and it's gonna be like a crazy day and I don't want to actually waste my fragrance, I'll actually just use a little bit of perfume oil. I'll put it on my wrists, I'll put it on the back of my neck, and I'm done for the day because I know that this is gonna last me long. Now, the creme de la creme, the important things is your fragrance, your perfume. I think it is so important for all girlies to have their own signature scent, because our nose is like one of the strongest things connected to emotion, connected to our memory. It's connected to a lot of stuff that can evoke something. So having your own signature scent is just that like extra reminder of like, ooh, yes, I'm juicy. Yes, this is me, the most confident, put together self that I am, that I want to be. Having a fragrance can definitely remind you and help you with that. To me, picking the right fragrance is the most important step of this journey. Everything else is important. Like I said, those are all like important steps to build up to where you want, but picking the right fragrance is very important. I can recommend to you like 1,001 fragrances that you may love, but the really important part is that it has to meld with your own natural scent. Sometimes you'll see people rave about a perfume and then you smell it and you're like, oh, that happens because it's not natural to your body. It doesn't meld with your own natural scents, or your nose just doesn't like it. So you have to actually go in. I would say go into Sephora, go into Ulta, Macy's, go into Nordstrom's, wherever they sell perfumes en masse, and actually like smell, test them out, put it on a little tester, sniff it a little bit, walk around for a bit. Make sure that this is actually a scent and a fragrance that you know that you're gonna love. One that you know that, hey, I can wear this every day and I'll never get sick of it, and it makes me feel so good every time I smell it and I'm obsessed with it. That is what you want. Over time, as you start to get more familiar with scents, you'll probably start to notice, I really like these notes. I love jasmine notes, or I love notes with tobacco or vanilla, or cashmeran. Like you'll start to notice the different types of scents that you like, and it makes it a lot easier to start picking fragrances. For example, I do not like fragrances that smell like baked goods. I just can't. I think it just smells so artificial. It's like, I don't want to smell like a cupcake. It never really is like actually right. Really figure out what makes sense for you and what makes you feel good and what makes you feel confident. Let me know if you'd be interested in me doing a video just showing my whole collection of fragrances. I have quite a bit, but I could talk you through it. I could tell you which ones are my favorites and which ones I would suggest depending on your vibes. Picking a fragrance that matches your vibe, your energy, and like your style and how you feel is super important, because every time you wear it, you are reminded of like, yeah, I'm that girl. This also is very encouraging, and one of the sweetest compliments I love getting is when someone comes up to me and they're like, oh my God, you smell so good. I'm always like, oh, thank you. I just love that comment. I think it's so sweet. It's so attentive. Honestly, I'm obsessed also when someone else smells good, because it's like a treat for me. It's like, ooh, my nose gets to smell this. Thank you. Like, thank you so much for smelling good. It's like a nice reward for me. So I always appreciate nice smelling fragrances. Now, once you find your signature fragrance, you just need to figure out how to apply it. Applying fragrances is not that big of a deal. It's not that confusing. All you really need to know is hit your hot spots. These are the spots that will hold onto the scent a lot longer, because apparently it's kind of like where your blood flows and all that science stuff. But these are the places where you want to apply to. I always like starting with my wrists. This is normally my first go-to just because I often encounter my wrist the most. Your wrist will definitely flash you first. It's like, ooh, love that smell. Another would be the inner elbows. These are also great hot spots because again, they're close to your body and they're very familiar and they're kind of in your sphere. I also like to add it to the back of my neck and the base of the back of my neck. For me, that extra spot is more so when someone like hugs me, or if someone comes close into me, they get to get that extra little scent back there. You come in for a tight hug and they're like, ooh, you smell so good. I love when that happens. Other fun spots that you can add it to is behind your knees and then also your ankles. Oftentimes the smell travels up, so being able to have the scent from your ankles and your knees to come up your body is so beautiful. But you do not have to apply it to every single hot spot. For someone who has a very sensitive nose, you don't have to do that. You can definitely start with maybe just your elbows and the back of your knees and see if that is not too overwhelming for you. But if you feel like it's been 3 hours and I can't smell anything anymore, what happened to my perfume? Go ahead and add it to your elbows, add it to your wrists, add it to the back of your ears and the base of your neck, your ankles, the back of your knees. Just do the whole shebang, and it will probably last a lot longer because now you've kind of enclosed yourself in a gorgeous smell of fragrances and perfume. Extra bonus tip, I have these travel bottle perfumes that I'm completely obsessed with. I often use this when I want to travel and I don't want to take my full bottle perfume because they are glass bottles. It's kind of risky to travel with them, so I transfer just a little bit to each of these little vials. You can get these on Amazon. I'm going to link them down below. But I also love carrying one of these in my purse. If there's ever a day where I'm just like in a rush, I didn't have time to do my whole or I even forgot, I'll grab it out of my purse and I'll just give myself 1-2 on the elbows and 1-2 on the knees, and I'm good. It's like a nice refresher. Or if you're noticing that your fragrance isn't lasting as long, you can also just have it for like a little, you go to the bathroom, 2 sprays, that's it. Don't like overspray yourself in the bathroom. You're gonna be like, what the heck happened to you in the bathroom? And I give yourself a little refresher. I really love this as one of my little girly tips that people just don't really think about, but it's like having your lip gloss or lipstick in your purse or an extra pair of glasses. Just having that little extra bottle of perfume definitely can go a long way in making your smell and your fragrance last longer. Okay, that's it. Those are all my tips. Now you can go forth into the world smelling like the most delicious human being that's ever walked this earth. You're welcome. Bye, girly cakes.